Well, we're going to try to give this a go. This is my first practice session using the new hammered dulcimer. Checking out some Jess Dickenson tutorials on how to play. So we're just going to go through some of the basics, the scales, all the scales on it, looking at thirds, and then a pattern for the Irish jig. So I'm just going to play around a little bit, and we'll see how it goes, and then we'll keep it as short as we can. I got to do some tuning today, so it's new, so I have to tune it every 2 days right now. So we'll just start with scale. You can hear the strings have moved quite a bit. He said that they're going to move a lot the first week. I have to tune every other day, and I haven't tuned yet today, so I'm going to have to do that here. Ooh. So I'm still learning the patterns a little bit. My muscle memory is obviously not quite there yet. I just started. So we'll go through the scales again, and then we'll try some other things. My muscle memory is starting to come on pretty quick. I've been doing this for maybe half an hour now. And I'm starting to find I'm going to need to make my stand a little bit taller, which is not a big problem. I can do that. But also I'm going to have to just keep playing and get that muscle memory. That's why I have trouble on these two lower scales. That's my D scale and my A scale. They're a little bit too low, and I'm down on my knees, and it's really hard to get on those. Oops. So those were all my scales. Then I started picking out, let's see, the thirds. It's one of the things we've talked about. And that's just... Ooh, that sounded rough. Those are low. That low's really getting out since I've been playing a little bit more here. Those are your thirds, fifths, and then the octave. And then it's really interesting on the bridge, which is, this is the valley where your strings are kind of coming across this way, and then this is called the bridge, where they're coming up together. On either side of the bridge, every note is a perfect fifth. So that's easy to find your fifths, and then of course the fifths are across from each other in the valley. And so we'll play around a little bit more. Like I said, it's starting to sound pretty far out of tune. I'm going to have to get this thing readjusted here a little bit. But anyways, so in the future, I'll be able to play things like Ode to Joy, you know. Ooh, that's rough. We're going to try that again. Ooh, I'll try a little bit higher where I can reach a little bit better. again, it's getting a little bit out of tune, but you kind of get the point of where the thirds are going to come in. You'll be able to play a lot of different things. And then the final thing, I went through 4 of the lessons today. I've watched all these lessons before, but I kind of stopped at lesson 4 because I had a little bit tougher pattern that I think I've gotten pretty well along. It helps having some drumming background to be able to play the patterns, but it's a little Irish jig that goes. Sounds really rough though. Again, these things getting pretty far out of tune. I gotta get this back in. I was playing around with it, trying to bring it back down. I haven't got that worked out quite yet, but. And so you can see I'm trying to reverse that. He didn't have that in his lesson, but I thought, you know, I've got the drumming background, so that helps me kind of to. And he wasn't expecting people to be able to play it that fast their first time through, but once I felt the pattern out, it's really no different than drumming. And again, that's kind of the draw to this instrument for me has been that it's kind of like drumming. So I'm going to play through a couple more things, and then I'll just finish this video. Get a little bit better on those. Then we'll just work some thirds. It's just kind of learning muscle memory again, how far apart they are. So we'll be able to play things like that. Rough there. I'll get it. The other thing that he didn't talk about that I just wanted to test out just to see how good I was is rolls and bounces. And because of my drumming, it seems very natural to me, so I can just be like, or even a roll. It's really simple, and I can control my diddles. My triplets. So that part feels like it's pretty natural to me. So as I learn some other tunes, I'll be able to, you know, so I can diddle. So we'll see how that goes. I don't really have any patterns to use that on yet. Maybe I could. I don't know yet. I'll figure that out. I'm not too worried about it. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I just really want to practice those scales, the thirds, and then the little pattern. And we'll go from there. But anyways, I wanted to make my first installment and let you see the lovely instrument. Actually, I'm going to grab this. The instrument is just beautiful. You can see it's got curly maple, just beautiful. Those are all my tuning pegs, and that's the overall instrument. It's about, you can see my arm here, it's about 4 feet wide. It's about 4 feet wide and just beautiful. So that's my first installment, and I hope you enjoyed it and see that I'm already making a little bit of progress, and we'll see how things go. So thanks a lot.